Okay, so today I will show you, I think, the most important thing in in SketchUp and a process of building models in SketchUp. And the most important thing to remember is always work in a layer 0. And I'll show you why. So it's um, it's very fixed problems in a small model, but if you're working in a practice where you're dealing with bigger SketchUp models, if you're not consistent or if you're creating problems every time, it will be very hard to fix them later on. So, as I said, always work in layer 0, and there is a reason why. Say you build this tower and it looks like everything okay, but if you go to styles and select layers, so it will show you the model diagrams uh, in different colors. So every color represents a layer, and you start to see that there is something wrong. And the wrong thing is that in a glass, in the shell of your tower, you're using two different layers for different parts of your glazing system. And in some cases, it's probably something you want to do, but if you want to keep all the glass elements of a tower in one layer, you should keep them in one layer. And it creates problems when you go to back to textures. If you want to hide portion of your model and you have different layers, say glass, you click glass, and it hides glass and everything, okay. But if you want to hide slabs, it will hide slabs, but also a portion of your shell, and it doesn't look right. And it and if you not work in a layer 0, it will make these problems uh, almost in every model, and it's not easy to change or fix them if the model is small. But as I said, if the model is huge, it will take you some time to fix all these errors. And I'll show you why it usually happens. So see this little dot? It shows an active layer in which layer you're using just now. So you can select a simple tool in SketchUp, draw a rectangle. So this layer is, this object and all its lines. See in the entity info layer, it's all layer 0. All faces and all elements of this is inside layer 0. But you can accidentally switch to slabs and draw the same rectangle, and now every element of this shape is in a layer slabs, and you can start extruding and then accidentally go back to glass and start drawing another shape on top of it. Start extruding, and now you go back to layer 0 and you make this object a component, and you can put this component in a different layer, say, let's call it test. So now if you switch off glass, see what's happening? It's switching off some edges from your model you've built, and it's because these edges were built in a glass layer. And if you switch off slabs, it's switching off the model, but it keeps your edges. So you can't really organize your model in a clean way if you have a mess of your layers. So the easiest way to be consistent is always always checking you're using a layer 0 and building your models in layer 0. So every time you're using a pen or a square or circle, any of these elements, you just using a layer 0, and then when you're done with your modeling, you can select everything, create a group or component. It's called walls. And then when you have a component, only then you put your component in a specific layer. Let's put this model in walls. And now you want to create a tower. So again, you see I'm using layer 0, creating a new object, making a component, and then putting this component in a new layer. So now it's much easier to switch off tower, switch on tower, switch off walls. And if you go to diagrams, you can see this model is nicely organized, and you can make your diagrams or presentation with your model and quickly switch off elements you don't want to see. But by not doing this, you're creating just more work for yourself. And I will just quickly show how to fix this kind of problems. So you just simply go to your component, and you should select the whole model and put it in a layer 0. So all the elements inside components, like lines, hidden lines, edges, faces, they should be in a layer 0. So layer 0. And then the actual component in a layer glass, which is what we want. So if we can switch on glass now, you see we still have some problems with slabs. Some slabs don't have any edges, and even faces are missing, and it's because probably some of these faces are in the wrong layer. So yeah, you see the portions of the slab in the inside layer glass, which is wrong. So if you go inside slabs, select all of them, put them in a layer 0. Now the model is fixed. If you go back to layers, you see the glass is inside blue layer. You have all the faces and edges of slabs, and you can switch back and forth between slabs and glass of your model. So, as I said, the most important thing in SketchUp, in my opinion, is try to be consistent and watch your layers and use a layer 0 for building everything. I hope it was helpful for you. See you next time.